Hello. Hey, ladies, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chalk Monster Boutique. Welcome to Dance Pointe from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm so excited to be with you all here today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And happy holidays. Are y'all excited for your amazing projects? I'm so excited to show you how to make these. My name is Kathy, and I am with a company called Chalk Couture. My business is called the Chalk Monster Boutique, and I'm so excited and grateful that my longtime high school friend, Pam, you probably call her Miss Pam or Miss Pamela. I'm so excited that Miss Pamela invited me to come show you how to do these beautiful arts and crafts DIY projects today. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to get started? All right, all of you should have one of these surfaces. It's called a board and base, okay? So you've got the base, the board comes out of it. Yours is probably wrapped in plastic. You can unwrap them, and you can chalk both sides, front and back, and you can chalk them this way or this way. Now, both of the designs that Miss Pam and I have chosen for you today are going to go vertical, okay? And the great thing about these chalkboards is if you mess up, it's no problem. You can wash it off with water and a paper towel, soft sponge or a cloth, and redo it. Our paste is water soluble. That means it comes off with water. So I think you guys have white and red, but whatever colors you have, it doesn't matter. You can make them however you want, but these are the colors I'm gonna use to demonstrate today, okay? So let's get started. I'm gonna switch over here to make sure I'm right. Okay, switch over here to project view, okay? And so you've got your board and base. I want you to take the base out, okay? Take the board out, set the base aside, okay? I'm gonna do I think these are the two designs that you all have, all is calm and all is bright, and dashing through the snow. So I'm gonna do all is calm, all is bright first. Okay, let's, got some Christmas music going on in the background. Let's turn it up a little bit. There we go, like that. Love me some Christmas music. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, and I think you all have several of these on the table or where you are at, and I believe you are sharing them, which is no problem. I'm gonna show you how to wash them off in between. If you look on the back, it's like a little envelope. You can, why can I not find it on this one? You should be able to, oh, here it is. Yeah, it's on the front of this one, okay. So you should be able to peel it open. I may just have to, you can cut them if you want, but if you peel it open, then you can save the bag, put your transfer back in, okay, and then seal it back up again. So that's why I like to open it that way, okay? So save this little bag, okay? There's instructions on the back on how to use these and how to take care of them, because you can use them over and over and over again, okay? So here are the instructions on how to save them and take care of them, okay? So save that. All right, so here's your transfer. What I like to do is I take a Sharpie and I write on the back the name of the transfer. So I'm just gonna write all is calm. And the reason I do that is because when I wash them off, there's two reasons. I like to put them back on, this is called the backer sheet, okay? So I like to wash them off, let them dry overnight, sticky side up, like on a soft towel, okay? And then I like to put them back on the backer sheet, okay? When you write on the back, you know which side is the front and which is the back. So the back side is a matte, and the front side is glossy. You want to put them back on the glossy side. So if you write on the back, you know which side is the back. Other reason is if I'm using a bunch of different transfers on a project, then I like to know which transfer goes with which backer sheet. So that's the reason why I write on the back, okay? All right, next thing you're gonna do, if you guys have a soft cloth, microfiber towel, don't use paper towels, but like a soft towel, soft cloth, because these are brand new transfers and you're putting them on a chalkboard surface, I recommend putting them, now this is the first, so the first person that's using the transfer, do this. Second, third person afterwards, you don't have to do this, okay? But the first person, first time, I want you to just put a little bit of fuzz on it, okay? Good luck, sweetie, I love you. Sorry, my son was leaving for his football game. They have playoffs tonight, so I just had to tell him good luck. Okay, so after you fuzz it a couple times, then you just want to put this down. It's going to be super sticky. You just put it down on your surface just like this. Now, what I recommend doing, let me pull this up. I recommend, because it's going to sit in your base like this, right? You're not going to see the bottom of it because the bottom of it's going to be in the base. So instead of centering it on your board, I would put your transfer at the top. Put it at the top of your board. Okay? That way when it sits in the base, it won't cover up any of your design. Does that make sense? I'll show you. Okay, so I've got that pressed, make sure it's pressed down really good. You don't want any bubbles. No bubbles. So see, when you put this in the base, none of your design is hidden because you put your transfer right at the top, okay? You guys, these are called transfers. They're not stencils. I call them transfers because they have silk screen in them, right? So they're not cut all the way through. So they're not stencils, they're transfers, okay? So your transfer is stuck down just like that. I'm going to do, in this one, I'm going to do the letters in red, okay, and everything else in white. You know what, I think I'm going to do, yeah, I'll do everything else in white. You could do your tree, you decide what you want to do. You know, you can do all one color, you can do two different colors, mix it up, whatever you want to do. Just don't mix up your paste. You could do an ombre effect, right, where you do like white up here and red down here, and then kind of take your squeegee and blend it together. You can do that, okay? The thing is though, if you blend your paste on here, don't put it back in the jar, okay? Because it's gonna make pink and it'll turn colors. So don't put the excess back in the jar, okay? All right, so I gave mine just a little squirt of water because it was a little thick. If yours is a little thick, just add a tiny, tiny drop of water, one drop at a time, and give it a good stir. Okay, don't put too much water in the jar. Just a tiny drop, and then stir it up. You guys should have some of these stir sticks, okay? These are here, okay? That's what I'm using. And just give it a good stir. You want it to be the consistency of yogurt. So if it's too thick, just a teeny, teeny, tiny drop of water, okay? So now that I've stirred it up, I'm going just dab it on. You're not using your stir stick to spread it, okay? Just dab it on. Everyone should have one of these little squeegees, okay? You're gonna see some writing at the top of the squeegee. That's where your thumb goes. Your thumb goes on the writing, okay? So with the writing down, you're gonna spread your chalk paste where the words are, okay? Or wherever you see the chalkboard coming through the silk screen, okay? And again, don't worry if you mess it up. All of our chalk paste, especially on the surface that you're using, it all comes off with water, okay? So if you mess it up, just wash it off, dry it, make sure it's super duper dry, dry it really well, and just do it again, okay? All of our transfers wash off with water, plain water, okay? And I recommend washing them, because you guys are gonna be sharing them, I recommend washing them in between use, okay? Wash them every time someone new is using them, because you don't want the paste to dry in the silk screen, okay? Once it dries, then the next person who uses it, it will be harder for them to use, okay? So make sure you wash these in between, and just make sure they're really, really dry. Don't use paper towels on them. Use like a soft cloth to dry them off, okay? All right, so I've got that spread out. Now, I am taking my squeegee. Remember, my thumb is on the writing, where the writing is, okay? This time, the writing is up, okay? My thumb and the words on the squeegee are both facing up. See this? And I just squeegee all of the extra paste off of the transfer, and I put it back, I put it right back into the jar. You can save all of the extra chalk paste, okay? So the next person can use it. Just put it back in the jar, just like that. Now, once you start to squeegee off the paste, it's gonna start to dry in the silk screen. So what you wanna do is work quickly, okay? If you work too slowly, it will dry in the silk screen, and when you peel it off, it's gonna look like you smudged it. Okay, once you squeegee off all the paste, pull up your transfer gently, okay? Don't take it all the way off though. Just take off the part where you chalked. See that? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love it, okay? So just hold it up like this for just a minute or two. Let this dry a little bit, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you just lay it down gently, okay? Don't press down where the paste is, just press down where the silk screen is, okay? So this is called the paste and peel technique. So I pasted one color, I peeled it up, okay, and then I just gently laid it back down and stuck this back down. I do that so that my chalk paste does not dry in the silk screen, okay? All right, so you may have a new jar. This is a new jar of white. And you just peel off the label, just like that. Okay, you can save all of this by putting it into the jar. If it's too messy, don't worry about it. It's not that much. Okay, and again, if the consistency is not Greek yogurt, that's what you want. So if it's not the consistency of yogurt, just add a drop of water and stir it. Do not add too much water. Okay, so I'm just giving it a good stir. This looks good. I don't need to add any water to this. Can you see that? That's what it should look like, okay? All right. So I don't even need that much, just a little bit. Okay, again, you're not spreading it with your stir stick. You're just dabbing it on, okay? Just make sure you have some paper towels handy. You'll probably need them. Okay, and then take a clean squeegee. All of the squeegees are reusable. Wash them off, use them a million times, okay? Chalk will come off these. So then, again, you just spread it out. Okay, cover up. You're not squeegeeing it off yet. You're just covering up. You're just covering up the silk screen, right? Just like that. And see, I didn't squeegee off the bottom yet. If you leave it thick, it buys you some time. It won't dry as long as it's on here thick. But you don't need a lot, so don't use too much. It won't hurt it if you do, it's just easier if you get the right amount. Then you don't have to deal with too much paste, right? Okay. So I'm just covering that up. Got a little bit of red in there, that's okay. Now, if you're gonna do the ombre effect, right, or a hot mess where you swirl it all, after you squeegee it off, don't put your excess paste back in the jar. Like, put it on a paper towel, throw it away, because if you do, if you've got red mixed in here, you don't want to put that back in the jar. Okay, that'll make the rest of the jar red. And that might make your other dance friends really mad. So don't do that. Okay. Alright, got that off. Squeegee this. Remember, your thumb is on the Chalk Couture writing on your squeegee. Okay. And it's all on the top. Okay, the writing, your thumb is all just like this. Okay, you're squeegeeing just like that. Okay. All right, all of my extra paste goes back in the jar so I can save it. You can, your dirty squeegees, you can like set them in the lid until you can wash them, okay? All right, here we go. And you just gently peel it off. Again, gently. You don't want to stretch your transfer, okay? So just gently pull it up, gently, gently. Now, you can set this on your backer sheet, okay? After you pull it off, you can put it on your backer sheet until the next person is ready to use it. But again, wash this in between, because now my paste is gonna start to dry in the silk screen. So wash this in between and dry it really, really good, okay? All right, so you can see this may happen to you perfectly fine. I have a few places where I didn't want my paste. That's okay. See, I just wipe it off with my paper towel. I can just wipe it off because it's still wet. If it were to dry, then I would just get a damp paper towel and wipe it off. And there we go. Calm and bright. Isn't that beautiful? Do you guys love it? So it will sit. We're gonna do the other side. We're gonna do dashing through the snow on the other side. But look how cute that is. It just sits in my base just like that. Beautiful, right? Gorgeous Christmas decoration. I love it. Okay, so now this should dry in about 5 minutes. So if you want to do the other side, you can, right? If you're doing one side, that's okay too. But this should dry to the touch in about 5 minutes. If you wanted to make it permanent, you could spray it with an acrylic sealer, like a spray, and that would protect it and make it permanent. Otherwise, when Christmas is over, you can wash this off and put something else on it, okay? You know, Valentine's Day, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, summertime, whatever, okay? So I'm just going to give yours more time than I am to dry. Give yours like 5 or 10 minutes. But since you guys are watching, I'm just gonna set mine down like that, okay? This is my dashing through the snow. Transfer, this should be the other one you have. Just opening it up, okay? Remember, save the bag. It has instructions on it, okay? Now, dashing through the snow, I'm gonna write dashing on the back. How are we doing? It didn't smear. Awesome. Okay. So we wrote dashing on the back. Okay. Remember, we saved the backer sheet. Don't throw these away. You're gonna put your transfer back on it, okay? If you guys don't have any soft towels handy to fuzz these on, now remember, only the first person needs to fuzz. After you've used it a time or two, you really don't need to do this anymore. But if you don't have a soft cloth handy, use, like if you're wearing jeans or sweatpants or leggings or whatever, You can always do it on your pants, okay? That will work just as well. So I'm just sticking it on here and pulling it up a couple of times. Okay, it just makes it not stick so much to your chalkboard surface, and it makes it easier to pull it up. So again, put this at the top. Okay, so that this bottom part will fit in your base, right? Okay. I was looking to see if I smudged it. I think I'm good. All right. Make sure you let yours dry. I should let mine dry longer, but I'm not, just because I want to show you how to do the next one. But make sure you let yours dry really well, okay? Or it'll smudge. Okay, so dashing through the snow. So on this side, I did the letters in red. So this side, I'm gonna do the letters in white. You can do them however you want. So I just dab that down. I'm also gonna do, now I'll do the snowflakes in red. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do these snowflakes in white, because they're up here near the skier, and I'm gonna do the skier in red, and then I'll do these snowflakes down here in red. How about that? Okay. So again, just smooth, we're covering up, smoothing out our paste, covering up the silkscreen, wherever we see the black chalkboard through the transfer. Okay, there we go. And it's best to do one color, squeegee off the paste, and then move on to your second color. So remember, writing on the squeegee is up here, my thumb is on it, it is facing me, and that's how I squeegee, okay? The squeegee technique is important. Once you master it, your projects will be much easier, and it's easy to master it. Just thumb here, facing you, okay? And again, you guys, do not stress if you make a mistake. This all washes off with water. You just redo it, okay? Okay, so got all that squeegeed off, right? Now remember, after you squeegee it off, it starts to dry. So we don't want it to dry in our silk screen. So just lift it up, just like that. Woohoo! Isn't that awesome? I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it, I love it. So another tip, okay? If when you're washing your transfer, it sticks to itself, don't tug and pull at it, you'll stretch it out. Just use a little bit of warm water, run it under warm water, and then try to pull it apart, okay? If you tug and pull, you can stretch it out, so don't do that. All right, so I lifted it up. When you lift it up, don't take it all the way off, because then you'll lose your space, and then you have to try to position it back where it was before. Leave a corner or the bottom or the top somewhere still stuck, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go back to my red. Just put some right there, and then a little on these. We can have red snowflakes, right? Our skier can be creative. Okay. If it gets on your hands, don't worry about it. It should come off easily. Be careful about getting it on your clothes. It should wash out, but I always worry about like red washing out. It's such a dark color. Okay, so try not to get it on your clothes. Okay. cover up our skier. Right. And you guys, I think, even have the smaller squeegees. So this is gonna be even easier for you because they're smaller. So it's gonna be easier to get into these tight spots. That's why I sent you guys the smaller squeegees, because they're much easier. They're easier to use than these big ones. They're easier on the smaller, like these are the smaller transfers. So the smaller squeegees are easier to use. Okay. All right, there we go. Covered up our snow flying. I think the ones on the top, well, I guess they're all snow flying. I was gonna say the ones on the top are snowflakes and the ones on the bottom are just snow flying. It can be whatever you want. Look at that! Isn't it beautiful? All right, you guys, I think I like the white snowflakes better. So do it however you want. I think I like the white snowflakes better. Isn't that awesome? You can just see them better. So cute. So we got dashing through the snow on this side. All is calm and bright on this side. It goes into your, there you go, into your board and base, just like that, okay? Calm and bright, dashing through the snow. I hope you guys love this project. It was so fun doing it for you. And if you want to see some more, I have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. And I would love if you guys would join me on there for some more holiday chalking projects. All right, if you have any questions, just have Miss Pam message me and I'm happy to help anytime. Remember, wash your transfers with cool water and dry them really well before you move on to the next person. When you're finished with them, you put them back on the backer sheet and they can go right back into the bag and you save them for future use, okay? Wash your stir sticks, wash your squeegees with plain water. And remember, if you mess up, no worries. There's no stress in chalking, right? Just wipe it off and redo it, okay? You can do it over and over and over again, as many times as you need to. All right, happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited. Thanks for letting me join you. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great dance season and stay safe, okay? All right, see you guys. Bye.